Live from Gahanna, WGLH TV presents Lincoln Live with Jaden Cohey and Allison Shepard.
Making history. A Lincoln athlete becomes the first ever American in school history. First what? You'll find out.
Most do their talking on the field or the court, but some Lincoln athletes are speaking out for action.
And one group of Lincoln students is getting ready to break out the sunscreen, and they've earned it.
Lincoln Live starts now.
Good morning, Lincoln. I'm Jaden Cohey.
And I'm Allison Shepard.
How is the time change treating you?
Oh, just wonderful. How's it treating you?
Oh, it's swell. Let's get into the news.
It's March 13th, and we are all thankful to be in school.
It was 3 years ago today that the world shut down from COVID, and we were all sent home from school for the rest of the year.
That was definitely difficult for everybody, and we are so glad to be back to normal as possible.
But first today, some Lincoln students are heading to Florida.
Our Gahanna DECA chapter headed downtown this weekend to compete for a chance to move on to nationals.
The Lions first had to qualify for nationals by competing in over 10 events at states.
Nearly every team from Lincoln advanced to the national tournament in April in Orlando, Florida.
Here's a list of our national qualifiers. Congrats again.
And now our Jillian Sanders is joined by two of our DECA national qualifiers.
Good morning, Jill. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. What do you have for us today?
Well, I'm here joined with Hafsa Abdullahi and Nicole Becker, who placed second in the International Business Plan category. So, guys, I just want to know, what did it feel like hearing your names being called?
It was really exciting. We were all really nervous. We had hundreds of people watching us. So it was just a relief to know that all of our hard work paid off when they called our names.
Yeah, so you guys have been working like all year for this. What did the preparation look like?
All of us picked our projects in the beginning of the school year, and since then we've been working. And States was our first time competing with those projects, so it was really cool to see our hard work, paid off, and seeing us being rewarded for that hard work.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you guys are going to Florida. How excited are you guys, and what do you guys have to change from the state level to the national level?
Well, our projects stay the same. The only thing that would change, I guess, would be improvements on our projects with the feedback that we get from states. But the core of our projects will stay the same at nationals, but just be bigger and better.
And I think I can speak for all of us when I say we're very excited to compete in Florida.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. Congrats again, guys. And I'm going to send it back over to Jaden and Allison at the news desk.
Thank you, Jill.
We now want to tell you about an accomplishment that has never happened in school history.
This weekend, 3 wrestlers, Javon Lewis, Emily Leesburg, and Jordan Mills, battle at the OSHAA State Tournament at the Schottenstein Center.
All of the wrestlers battled hard, and their talent and determination showed. Javon dropped 2 matches to finish his season with an impressive 38-9 record.
Jordan Mills won 3 matches and lost 2 and placed 7th in her weight class. Jordan is the first Gahanna girls wrestler to place and enter season with a 31-11 record. Emily Leesburg also dropped 2 matches and her season to end with a 27-12.
Congratulations. We spoke to the 3 wrestlers to hear about what an honor it was to compete.
Honestly, at least for me, it feels kind of like a dream, considering last 2 years we had states up at Hilliard Bradley, I think.
Yeah.
So this is amazing to be wrestling in the shot with all the guys. Also a little bit more overwhelming considering there's so many more people. But
it's really exciting and a little bit anxiety ridden because there's so many people here and the lights are really bright.
It's a big accomplishment making it to states. I worked hard all season. This is where champions are made. This is where people go home, live or die. I feel confident, definitely feel confident. I feel underestimated, and I feel like I got something to prove.
Now to another state tournament, this one for the girls bowling team. The ladies qualified for states over the weekend by winning the district championship, but they couldn't crack the top 8 to make it to the final round at states. Individually, senior Delaney Rossetti bowled a 618 to finish 10th, Casey Burns had a 484, and freshman Lacey Holden had a 439.
Hey seniors, it's time to start thinking about prom.
The nomination form for your 2023 Prom Court has been released. Juniors and seniors, please check your class Google Classroom to nominate yourself or your peers for this year's Prom Court.
You can only submit the form once, and the person you're nominating must be an upperclassman. Forms are due this Friday.
Hey, Shep, it looks like there's someone else joining us today.
Oh my gosh, no way, it's TJ.
Hi, TJ. How's the time change treating you?
The time change kind of hit me kind of hard. I'm a little tired right now, but I'm ready to give you the news.
All right.
Perfect, let's hear it.
All right. Well, students and sports are two things that come hand in hand. When it comes to discussing the topics of race and diversity, it takes a very mature and selective group of leaders to combat these issues. This year, RISE has connected with Gahanna and is looking to make a change in the community. Being a part of RISE, I decided to share the story of how it started and what the RISE leaders do to ultimately win.
Here at Gahanna Lincoln High School, we have a motto: one pride, one family. Those 4 words automatically connect all of us, which is something a student here at Gahanna Lincoln is working on, connecting students through her Global Scholars Project.
I was working on my Global Scholars Year 3 Take Action project, and my focus was diversity and inclusion in sports, so I decided to partner with RISE because they're a national organization that works with many different teams and colleges across the nation.
RISE to Win is a nonprofit organization that generally partners with professional teams and collegiate teams. However, RISE to Win is also instrumental to have within high school settings, like Gahanna, due to the importance of subjects that it addresses.
I brought it here to Gahanna so we could talk about different issues, including like diversity, racial injustice, gender inequalities, and kind of just bring a light to those situations.
Educating and learning is one of the most useful tools. Knowledge is power. RISE teaches athletes about biases, stereotypes, and many other things that will help them confront real-world issues.
There's a lot of racism around the world, but that's something I got used to. So even though it's a big factor, some of you are used to it, but now it's more about females not being treated equally, like sport-wise. That's what I mostly gained from RISE.
Talk to us about like what we could do, things that we recognize within sports that are maybe issues and how we can solve them. Kind of just being like more proactive instead of just being conformative.
Addressing these types of issues doesn't necessarily come easy. It takes listening ears and open minds, which Gahanna certainly has. Some students tend to think that Gahanna is a district heading in the right direction.
I feel like Gahanna is really the only school district who provides opportunity, diversity through the school and out sports, is because they want to emphasize everybody that's here.
Being one of the first high schools doing these virtual sessions and modules with RISE, so we made that history.
Making history isn't anything new in Gahanna. With well-respected statewide sports teams and competitive programs that win statewide competitions annually, Gahanna is a school headed in the right direction. And there is no doubt that we will be ready to fight any upcoming issues. This is TJ Sweeney for Lincoln Live.
I would like to thank everyone in RISE for allowing me to participate, observe, and become educated. Speaking of education, Educators Rising is making an impact. Last week, they had their state competition, and there were a few Lincoln students who placed. One of them was Hannah Kamara, who is a current student in the Teaching Professions program here at Lincoln. Hannah ended up placing second at states. We caught up with Hannah to tell us about this experience and her message to others about diversity in teaching.
So yeah, Educators Rising, I placed second place in my public speaking competition. I felt really good about that. I put in a lot of work. I got a lot of help from my teachers and everything like that. Representation matters, especially for like younger children. We could like include more programs for like teaching in different diverse areas so more people from diverse backgrounds can be included.
Thanks, Hannah. Now back to my favorite news anchors at the desk.
Tonight, you don't want to miss out on a free event.
That's right. National Honor Society here at Lincoln is showcasing mental health for NHS Presents.
The event starts at 7 in the auditorium, and there will be many speakers from Nationwide Children's Hospital and people who work in the Gahanna district.
Come out and learn more about mental health and how you can beat the stigma. You can enjoy some refreshments as well.
That's right. Again, it's 7 in the auditorium. As we end our show, we wanted to share some highlights from Gahanna's annual talent show, Varsity Varieties.
Enjoy a taste of Lincoln's music, comedy, dance, and more.
Bye.
Bye.
Not the end of the world, but annoying still. I should have said goodbye.